And from my experience playing football, I know I had to study the opponent. And, I know I had to look for his weaknesses and look for his strengths and attack it with such. And I had to make sure that my will was strong enough to defeat his will.
Grind, grit, heart, determination, will, unbreakable faith.
Hello. Let's see, I can read these questions. Ooh, it's scary. Nah, it's scary because to see that a lot of people share the same thing that I had and didn't even know. And it's eye-opening, man, and I'm overwhelmed.
Put your microphone to your mouth. There we go.
Is that better?
Yeah.
And I should know better because I'm a speaker. This is overwhelming, man. I'm like, my heart is full right now to see that, man, I don't know. If I start crying, man, y'all just help me up right here. Just hold me up, man. This is amazing. I came from Atlanta. Well, I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, right? I live in Atlanta. I was diagnosed with stage 4 cholangiocarcinoma. I didn't even know what that word was. I didn't even know nothing about it. I didn't know anything about it. I was diagnosed July 20, because I had a lot of chemo. a lot of chemo, and that was the old school chemo. So I got diagnosed in July 28, 2021.
Mike.
And when he told me that, like the guy was saying, when you hit it, that you have cancer, and not only they didn't tell me. I didn't even know what stages meant. I didn't even know anything. I was totally anything. When they told me I had stage 4, I asked what was next, and she looked at the ceiling, and I'm like, "Who's up there?" I promise. And it was a nurse practitioner that told me. It was never my oncologist that told me. She just said we're gonna fight it. So I was, like I said, I had stage 4 metastasized to the liver. I had 11 centimeter mass on my liver. After that, we got that down. I had 3 additional tumors, and I was given less than 1% chance to survive and live. So they told me to get my affairs in order, get me my advance directive, my will, say goodbye to my family, stuff like that. And I said, "Who are you talking to? I'm an anomaly." And they said, "Yeah, right, you'll see." But needless to say, I went through that process. July, I had started my chemo. I had my port put in August 2nd, 2021. I started chemo August 9th, 2021. I had 12 rounds, 6 cycles, cisplatin, Abrexta, what's the other one? Gemstar? Gemstar, that's what it was. But my doctor told me they done 2.5 years of chemo in my body in 5 months. So from August to December 15 was my last chemo treatment. 2021 now. And I had surgery January 2022. And I only had straight chemo. It was the only way they could survive. We swung for the fences. And they didn't even think I was gonna make it through the chemo treatments. But not only did I make it, you can see I'm here and I'm surviving. I had surgery, I had 3/4 of my liver removed, gallbladder, everything. Not only that, I had cirrhosis of the liver. Not only that, I had congestive heart failure. Not only that, I had diabetes. Not only that, I had stage 3 renal kidney failure. Not only that, I had high blood pressure. So you're looking at a miracle. That's what they call me. I don't know nothing about it. I feel good. And needless to say, I don't know anything about NED because I don't believe in it. Like I said, this situation caught me and my family off guard totally. And I didn't ring the bell. And people say, "Well, why you didn't ring the bell, man?" Because it caught me off guard. They'll never catch me like that again. So needless to say, they say I don't have anything now, and I'm totally, I don't have anything. Everything's looking good. My liver's still not healed back yet because every time I go through, what is it, TSA, I get stopped and felt, and I'm like, "Why are you groping me?" I have metal in my body from the still. So, but needless to say, I just try to add, humor to the situation. And like I said, man, I'm just here to provide hope for the guys like yourself and let you know they told me the same thing, man, and God is real. And I depended on him, and I'm not on any medication. I'm not on any treatments after that. I just work out every day and just try to maintain and just provide hope to people and let them know, man, God is real, and you can make it. Don't give up. And if they say inoperable, don't believe it, because I'm living proof. I wasn't even supposed to be here, and it's documented. I have stories on me, Fox 5 News, everything. So my oncologist talk about it. They've never seen a situation in a case like mine. That's what makes it so special. And like I said again, thank you. And like I said, I'm choked up right now, and I usually speak better than this, but I'm like, Man, my heart is just so full. I wasn't gonna even say nothing, man. Y'all see me sitting back here bawling and crying, man. I'm just, man, God is the greatest, and that's all I say. And I hopefully I'll connect with you all throughout this process, and we'll talk a little bit more. But I'm just
All right,
overwhelmed.
we'll catch up more later. I don't want to cut you off.
And they've never seen a case like mine. I've never even seen a case like, I've never even heard of the type of cancer I even had. So, with that being said, I came this way to share and give you a message of hope. I'm not trying to give you a speech. I want to have a conversation with you all because I want it to be intimate. You know, so you can speak to anybody. I don't want to speak at anybody. I just want to let you know that God is real. You know, all you got to do is put your faith in Him. And a lot of people with this disease, a lot of the component to this disease is missing is the element of the God factor. Even with the convention where I'm at now, what I was doing and what I was going through, the God factor is missing. People rely more on scientific evidence and methods and stuff like that, which I'm not saying that doesn't work, it does, because but who do you think, where do you get the information from? Who gives you the wherewithal to know how to apply the situation, how to treat the situation, how to do the test trials, and how to get the medication? Who do you think does that? And people forget that element sometimes. You know what I mean? And I just want to come here, and I came here to reiterate that fact to you. And our focus will help me and to share what got me through my situation, right? And I'll tell you a little bit. I'll go into what I had, and then I'll go and tell you how I got through it, right? And I'll tell you a little bit about my story, right? I had stage 4. I walked in the door, stage 4 cholangiocarcinoma, which is bile duct cancer. I don't know if any guys are familiar with Walter Payton. That's what the running back for the Chicago Bears. That's what he passed from. Randy Moss, the wide receiver from the Minnesota Vikings. That's what he had. I had what he had. So but with my situation, I was given, when I walked in, I was given 2 months to live. I was immediately pushed through everything, right? So, and I'll give you a little timeline on my situation, right? I was diagnosed July 28, 2021, and I want y'all to follow me with this, right? July 28, 2021, I was diagnosed. What kind? August the 2nd, I had my port put in. So 4 days saying, your doctor said now saying you got cancer. They didn't tell me the stage, right? You have cancer. We need to act fast, right? Boom. Port put in August the 2nd. August the 9th, which was a week later, I started chemo treatment. I was on 3 of the strongest chemo meds known to man. Gemcitabine and Abrexit. You know what I mean? I did 12 rounds, 6 cycles, right? When I walked in, they told me I had 11 centimeter mass on my liver, metastasized, 3 additional tumors in my body, right? Not only on top of that, I had congestive heart failure. Not on top of that, diabetes. Not on top of that, stage 3 renal kidney failure. Not on top of that, morbid obesity. I was over 350 pounds. Not on top of that, high blood pressure, sleep apnea, high cholesterol, everything through the roof. They didn't know how I was actually less than 1%. You know what I mean? So they didn't know how I was going to survive. If you see pictures before and now, you can go to my website, I'll leave all that for you all. You can see how I look before and after, right? Since then, I've lost 107 pounds, and I'm in the best shape of my life. That's what I'm saying. And it's not me, it's God. People ask me, well, what did you do? I don't know. I just believed in God. And I applied what He taught me in the discipline. And that's one of the factors that I'll get to that as well. But still, we'll get back to the story. I'm jumping ahead, and I always do that because I'm so happy to share my story with you all. But what happened is, like again, I'll go back again. July 28th, diagnosis. August 2nd, port put in. August 9th, 2021. Follow me. August 29th. August 9th, first chemo treatment. 12 rounds, 6 cycles. I was told if that didn't work, I wouldn't be standing here in front of you today, right? Obviously it worked because I'm here, right? Needless to say, December 15th was my last chemo treatment, 2021. The only way that I would be here is if it shrank from 11 centimeters to 6 centimeters because they couldn't touch me at that time. They had to shrink. And the chemo medicine, they dumped 2.5 years of chemo in my body. Follow me now. 2.5 years of chemo in my body. December 15, 2021 was my last chemo treatment, right? They shrank. I went back, shrank, 6. They said, we're going to get it. I said, go get it. January 13, 2022, I had surgery. They cleaned up 3/4 of my liver. I had a liver hepectomy. They took out 3/4 of my liver. I had 25% of my liver. That was still, it looked like a kidney bead. But I'm still here. You know what I mean? They cleaned all additional tumors. I am here, cancer-free, standing in front of you right here today. Now, follow me now. How long did that take? Huh?
6 months.
Almost.
From August to
5 months. From diagnosis to treatment to surgery. 5 months. And I said, God, that's the only way. Nobody knows. How could you? Nobody knows. And that's what I said. They done 2.5 years of chemo in my body. 5 months. If that didn't work, I wouldn't be here. It worked. And I'm here. And I got the scars to prove it. People say, oh, nothing happened to you. You look like nothing happened to you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah. Yeah. It's God. It's all God. And right now, I went and seen I didn't mean to get x-rays, but I just want to show you that I am where you all were. I went through that stuff. I went through the chemo. My chemo was worse than most people because I was doubled up on it. So I went through the symptoms. My symptoms were double the symptoms that the normal people go through. There was so much, in fact, to whereas I used to have hydration on Fridays just to put the water back in my system. And by me having congestive heart failure, I used to have to stay at the end of chemo treatments. How we get our last bag of saline at the end, and it takes about 10-15 minutes for the pump. I used to have to stay there 2 hours, and you used to have to slow drip. And one time they made a mistake, and I almost had cardiac arrest because they gave me the water too fast after the saline afterwards. So yeah, I had a really, really big deal. But today I am all that. I am healed of all of that stuff. I didn't even mention I had cirrhosis of the liver as well. So they didn't even know if once they operated that my liver would grow back. But I'm here to tell you, God is amazing. And He can do it. He did it for me. He can do it for you. What makes me so special? You know what I mean? All I did, and I'm going to tell you how I got through it, was I focused on 3 principles, and that was it. Faith, mindset, and discipline. Faith is believing in things that happen and believing them as seen as it happens, and you haven't seen it. Having the belief in something that happens and you don't even see it, that's faith. And my faith became in God, and everything I depended on Him. Like I said, my nurse practitioner said I wasn't going to make it, and I told her, get out. I told my doctor, I called her back, and I told her, I said, listen, I know a lot of people walk in here and they tell you that I'm going to beat cancer, I'm going to kick cancer's ass, have cancer, this, that, and the other. And when the chemo get on you, you don't know what to do. You're ready to give up. But I'm here to tell you, just get through. All you got to do is get through that storm and get through that process. And I promise you, He'll restore you and He'll renew you. This is what it looks like. This is what I want to tell you, this hope. This is what the other side looks like. That's why I'm here. This is why I'm in y'all presence here today. This is what the other sides look like. I am told, listen, I shedded skin. My hair was black before this. After chemo, all of it came back, or whatever. My skin was shedding. I couldn't eat. You can feel my skin. Feel my skin. I walk up to people and you can feel my skin. It comes back. If it's shed, it comes back softer and better than ever. And I'm in the best shape of my life. I do 7 miles a day. I lost 107 pounds. I ballooned up to 386 because I was taking double steroids. I had to. But that was the risk we had to take, and that helped me fight the chemo. You know, because if the weight, chemo ravages you. But no, I told my doc, I said, listen, and that's why I say you got to be an advocate for yourself as well. If you think something might work, tell your doctor, speak up about it, because it helped me. They didn't even think I was going to make it through chemo. They didn't even think I was going to make it through the 6 months, or the 5 months, so to speak. They didn't even think that I was going to get through the 12 rounds of the 6 cycle. They already had me. They told me to get my affairs in order, talk to my kids, sit them down. They didn't know. They told me this was it. You know what I mean? And I walked in and I said, listen, I said, listen, lady, are you crazy? I'm not a gynecologist, the physician assistant, because I didn't even know what the stages were. When they told me after my second chemo treatment, my oncologist never told me what stage I was. Her physician assistant told me what stage I was. She said, well, and I asked her after my second chemo treatment because I felt so bad. I asked her, I said, well, what's after this? Once I get through this, what's after this? And by me playing football, I always had the competitive, the athletic mentality. So, we're in the fight, we're in the firefight. So I'm dealing with this stuff, right? So we're in fight mode now. And I'm asking her, well, what's after this? And then I get through with this. She said, well, I don't know, because you're stage 4 and all. And I looked at her, and her eyes got big. We didn't know. Her eyes got big. She looked, and I asked her, I said, well, what's after stage 4? And she looked at the sky. I said, well, who's up there? Who's sitting on the sky? She was like, nah. She was like, nah, that's it. And I'm like, are you serious? She said, yes. I said, so you telling me I was 47 then? I said, so you telling me this is how my life's going to end? This is it? I said, no, we're fighting. I'm not taking that. I said, you may say. I said, God didn't say that. And when I said, listen, like I said, you know, a lot of people say what they're going to do to cancer. And when they get on them, and when cancer gets on them, they quit and they give up. But like I said, I want to tell y'all, keep going, man. Get through that. I know it's rough. I know it's rough. Just hold on to your significant other. Hold on to whoever's supporting you. Hold on to whatever support that is or whatever support that may be. And I promise you, man, this is the result. I am the proof. I am the proof. And I go around and I tell people that I am the proof. And this is why I do this. I'm telling you, there's so many people, they give up. They give up and they be this close. They be this close to pushing over. And if you just hang on a little bit longer, just a little bit longer, I promise you, man, it'll be all better for you. And my situation, I'm not even supposed to be here talking to you, I swear, to the man up above. And it's a testament, and it's not me, it's him. It's all him. And people ask me all the time, and I sit in these trials and everything, and I go to these places, and I was just in a symposium in Houston before I came here, and at MD Anderson, and they was talking about liver transplant, and I didn't even know you could have any of that. But God fixed it so he said, I'm going to show you, you don't need any of that. All you need is me. Trust in me, and I will get you where you need to be. I didn't have to do all that. I'm not even on any other meds after that, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I don't know how I'm not, but I do know how I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Because when you know whom you are and whose you are, you understand it better. And God, this all this is God's want to touch you and say, listen, come back to me. I want to tell you something. You're mine, and I love you. And I want to be with you, and I have you. You're in my bosom. And that's all it is. And that's what it was with me. He has to slow me down and say, listen, he had to slow me down to tap me on the shoulder and say, you know, I'm barreling through life. I'm just me. I'm just big. I'm just going through life. I'm doing it my way. I'm doing everything I wanted to do. And it's not fortunate, and it's not fair, but it's a purpose for it, right? And in your families, they look at you, and they're looking at every move you're making. They're watching you when you're not even looking, just to see how you respond. So why not make it something that's of substance and of courage, and show them the determination to fight and the grit right now? My kids look at me today and they think I'm Superman. And I say, I'm not. I'm just who God made. That's it. God's super, not me. And they say, everybody tell, how you doing? I'm good. God is the greatest. People get tired of me saying that. Well, you're going to get tired of me saying it forever, because I'm going to say it forever as long as I'm here, because if I didn't believe that, I wouldn't be here. And my second part is my mindset. Like, my faith was my first component. My second component was my mindset. I had to lock in my mind. If you think you're not gonna survive, you won't. The minute you let that doubt creep in your mind, get it out of there immediately. Say, I will live and I will not die. I will not perish. This has no dominion over me. We're fighting. We're fighting to the end. And I'm telling you, I promise you, and if it doesn't work out, God's will is God's will. We fight either way it goes. So you might want to fight regardless. You don't want to find yourself on the other end anyway. So why not give in to it? And why not? I'm telling you, trust the process. Your mindset has got to be stronger than anything. You have to have a winning mindset. Your mindset, you got to, when you want to give up, you got to say, well, no, heck no, I'm not doing it. We're pushing. We're going through. And even the caregivers, even for your caregivers, even like I tell them, please have a little, give them grace. And for us, even the patients, even us, the ones that's going to give them grace, because listen, I know we could be buttholes to them. And I was a butthole to her. Listen, it was some time, and I tell her even to this day, it's been 2 to 3 years since I've been cancer free, and I still go back and tell her, thinking about not getting some of the things when I was going through my treatments, and I said, listen, I know I was a butthole and I apologize, please forgive me. You know what I mean? We gotta have grace. And if we have grace for one another, we're gonna get through this. You know, and it's gonna be some of the toughest things. And I'm telling you, some people gonna back out on you, families gonna back out on you, people that you thought was gonna be there, you're not gonna hear from them no more. I'm telling you, that's how it's gonna work. I had a big family, and that was non-existent, but God does that for a purpose as well. He wants you to lean on him. He wants you to lean on your significant other. He wants you to lean on the people that he puts around you to make you perfect. I didn't need my big family, because I probably wouldn't be here if they was there. He puts everybody in place and in position that needs to be there in your life if you surrender it all to him and you understand that. I'm big on that component. People don't like to speak about the faith component. And I'm telling you, that's why people are expiring and they're not making it, because they don't understand what the essence of this whole thing is. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not a preacher, and I'm not none of that, but I do know what it is, and I do know what got me through it. You know what I mean? I had faith-based doctors that believed in God, and they believed in the science as well, but they put God forefront. My doctor prayed, my surgeon prayed for me before he went in. You know, he was a God-fearing surgeon. You know, my oncologist was a God-fearing oncologist. You know what I mean? So if you find that, you'll find it. Because a lot of times we tend to stray, and man tend to think that it's their own way and their own way and their own width and their own thinking, and they're doing it. It's not. Trust me, it's not. Because the richest, like I said, Walter Payton died from what I waiting on the liver transplant, from what I had, from the type of cancer I had, and he had all the money in the world. So that don't even make a difference, right? And I don't know what his relationship was with God, but obviously he wanted to get somebody's attention in that situation. So I say that to say this. And my last one is discipline, right? Faith, mindset, and discipline. That's my core principles, and that's how I got through it. And discipline is things, doing things you want to do even when you don't want to do it, right? Doing the right thing. Like if the doctor tells you to take this and follow this and do this, even though we might be like, man, I'm not doing this. I don't feel like doing this. I don't have the strength to do this. Do it. Trust the process. Buy into it. Believe in it. And it's going to get you through. Trust me. No, none of y'all look like y'all about to leave. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been in infusion with a lot of people. And I've seen it. I had people die right next to me in infusion. Like die literally after they got an injection in them. And she'll tell you. And it was a crazy sight. It was not nice. And I'm telling you, God has got to call it on y'all, man, and y'all can do it. Just push forward. And if I could be of any help to any of y'all on your fight, the caregiver, and she was my caregiver, so she can tell you, like, if y'all want to reach out to her, she's open as well. You know, even if y'all just want to talk, if y'all want to say, man, I can't make it right now, I feel like I can't make it, and call me. You know, I'm here. You know, I pick up. If not, just leave a message. I'll call back, because I'm usually on the road sometimes, but I'll call you back. Trust me. You can ask Jordan and all of Jordan. She has at least 5 people that call me from New Orleans, and just to talk and give them words of encouragement. And like I said, I just want to have a conversation and find out about y'all. And I just want to touch bases with y'all and let you all know that, you know, there is hope. You know, even when you think it's not, and even in your darkest hour, God will pull you out of it. Because I'm telling you, I'm here, I'm living proof of it. I had nowhere in the world to find out. Matter of fact, watch this. One second. Where's my phone? Everybody, I don't know if you can. Let me see this story out. I'm going to show you a story real quick. And then I'll get into some Q&A from you all real quick, and then close it out after that. But yeah, listen, y'all got this. Just by y'all sitting here, y'all got it. And I'm looking at it. I know what it looks like, and I know I was just like it, man. And y'all gonna be fine. Y'all gonna be just fine. I feel it in my spirit. I feel it in my heart. You know, God's telling me right now, man, y'all gonna be all right. As long as y'all stay the course, put your trust in Him, and push it, He'll pull you out of it. Trust me. No matter how bad it is, no matter how bad it gets. He's going to use this so you can tell other people. It's just to edify His name. That's all. And just to give Him all the glory. That's all it is. You know, because people, obviously, He don't just pick on the weak. He don't just say, okay, you got cancer. Everybody who gets cancer, they're probably the strongest person in your family. or even you think they are, even if they don't know it. Right? Some point, you know they're pretty strong, so they don't just pick on the weak. We all, like I said, we are all God's soldiers. We're His chosen ones, and we're the ones to show people and like to give Him the glory. And that's all He uses this for. It's not a death sentence, and people think it is. It's not. And I tell people this all the time: cancer is not a death sentence. It is not. You talking to somebody that had 1 foot on the grave and 1 foot on the banana peel. So, nah, it's not. I can't kick it out. No, I'm not ready yet. I ain't ready. I just seen it, man. I had talks, and I'm telling you, I've been through some crazy stuff. I done had talks with God. I done had it's been some crazy stuff. People be like, man, you crazy. No, I'm not. God speaks to you in ways that it's clear. You don't understand it. He wants you to go through it to get to it, right? And to get to it is His glory. And once you get through it, man, I'm telling you, your life will never be the same. It will never be the same. Your whole outlook will change on everything. Once you lay down in that night and you wake up out of that surgery, you'll be a new creature. You don't have no choice not to, right? So let's just believe in that and focus on that. But let me show you this story real quick. Give you a little bit better backstory about who I am and what I've been through real quick. And I usually have it on the screen, but I don't have time to put it up there. But I don't know if y'all want to get around. I'll show you this right quick. Y'all want to get around. This is a story that
I'm exalted in places where I'm even not supposed, never thought I would be. But God told me, I got you, big man. You mine. You always have been, you always will be. Today I stand before you, a new man, a new creature, healed, whole, guided by the hand of the Maker, by the Master, new life.